Hello YouTube. A short in-between video. This time it's on a notebook. And this is what I wanted to show. What I have here is the cooling system of the notebook. What you see here in the middle is the cooling block for the processor. What you see now is the cooling block for the graphical processor. What you may find is that the amount of grey paste you see there and you see here, it's very thick. And it is also completely dried out. That was what I wanted to record firsthand. Secondly, this is the main board I have in my hands here. This is the processor. You still see the grey, thick heaps of grey around the processor cores. There are 4 of them. This is the graphical processor. Still haven't been able to clean it completely. There's still heaps of grey around it. So far. Okay, so now I took off the protection cover from the processor and cleaned it all out. It was filled up with goo. And the graphical processor has been cleaned now too. You may see how shiny it is now, as well as the processor. I don't see any marks of burning of these 2 parts, so I may be lucky. Wish me luck. And now you see the surfaces of the cooling blocks after I've cleaned them. So now I have all the goo taken off. So why is this so important? Like every normal computer, a laptop too produces heat, warmth. That heat has to be taken away out of the machine to the outside. And that's done by this contraption I'm holding here in my hands. This is how it works. This part, where my finger points now, will be pushed tight to the surface of the processor. The same will be done with this surface, that will be put tight to the graphical processor. And this part will lean on the north-south bridge processor. The warmth or heat will be brought by these so-called heat pipes to this heat exchanger block, and when everything warms up and that gets detected, this fan will start blowing and pushing the warmth out, the heat out of the system. Right there. It will blow. That this system functions is absolutely essential for the well-being of a computer. And I'm doing all this work because I have experiencing crashes lately, computer crashes. And since Nvidia has so-called kernel mode drivers, I get kernel mode crashes and recoveries, which is very annoying, very annoying. And with older type drivers I just get a blue screen of death. And I found out that after a cleaning I had postponed the problem. Just a few weeks later these crashes started. I had not taken the heat exchanger loose. And that was weird. Next I found out that when I used the computer I could postpone the first crash by using it lightly and not stressing graphical performances. Once I started pressing the graphics, immediately or soon I would get a crash. That made me think that even I did clean this whole computer recently, I might still have a cooling problem. And well, this may be my cooling problem. And that consisted of two things. One, you see all this crap here. All this crap came from this and this surface only. There was simply too much so-called thermal paste or cooling paste applied here. Next, it was not only too much, it was old. After only 2 years it was dried out completely. And cooling paste has the functionality, that's why it's needed, to fill all these surface scratches, you may even see some of those, so that the contact between this cooling surface and the computer chip is optimized by the cooling paste. But if you apply too much of this paste, the paste will become a thermal insulator instead of a conduit. What you want is the conduit, not the insulator, and this was so dried out that it was really an insulator. So I hope that I have tackled the problem. We'll see later on. First I have to apply new thermal paste. Okay, I set you up to have you watching with me. This is some thermal paste. I'm just applying a tiny bit. Which I'm next spreading onto the surface. Please note that I have used already too much. And this is already more than enough for the purpose that we're using this paste for. And remember that we're only using this to fill the scratches, metal scratches, surface scratches. That's all. That's all what we wanted to do. This is not, I think, not even a quarter of the paste that I have found in here. And I really don't understand why they found it necessary to do it this way. It's absolutely, well, there's a good chance that my cooling problems were built in from the factory. That's the way I want to put it. So now I'm going to prepare the stuff, put the stuff back together. That is all that there is to it now, isn't it? Okay, there you have it. The factory has even indicated the order in which the screws have to be applied. So this is screw 1. 8. And there we have it. Well, reassembly of course is the reverse way of the disassembly. So there I go. Slide it gently in place. Auxiliary cables away. Oops. And there we have it. It's where it's supposed to be. That's one screw, wing, and that's the other one. Yes, there they are. One screw to hold the main board in place just for now. And one screw to hold the fan in place. Okay, that's one. Next, audio and USB cable. Which is just a connector and needs to slide back where it came from. Next is the connector or the from the Wi-Fi card. And where are my two wheel screw links? There they are. That's one in already. That's the second one in already. Dang. I didn't take the antenna cables loose, so I don't have to reattach them either. Okay. Screen. And there's also the connectors for the external screens. Connector from the onboard speakers. One more screen connector. Now, be careful please. Pushing in this one. There you have it. There we have it. Okay. That's okay. All right. I have the top down, top side. Back on. So now I will put the cover on. Which is basically just putting it back where it came from and pressing it onto the lower housing. Click, 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 click. Okay, side is okay, front's okay, the other side is okay. Check the back. Almost okay, but not completely. Clicks. Click. Okay then. I can start screwing. I'll put you back on when I'm a little bit advanced. So now I have applied the first bunch of screws 5 times, 3 times, 2 times, 2 times, and also reconnected the connectors in this hole here. More to come. And now I have applied 5 more screws, which will be covered up by the battery, which is the last part to be installed. And these 3 little scribblings here, that will be covered by the DVD drive. So next, still things to install the DVD drive, which is a really very simple thing to do. Click, hold on for a second with it, and there are these 2 rubber rests to do already. Okay, turn it around. And first of all, apply the screw of the DVD drive. So next I installed all the remaining screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and did flat cable and did the flat cable. Only the keyboard is left to be done, but that will be done at a latest moment. First I'll turn the computer around once more. First, this cover. Next, memory and the hard drive in this hole. This is the hard drive. Unfortunately, no, it's not an SSD, but okay. So, there it is. Where it should be. Just 3 screws to go. First I'll do the memory, which is just a click in, affair. In this case, it's 6 gigabytes of triple channel memory. 3 more little screws. The battery. I'll leave this all open just for testing purposes. And last but not least, I hope, the keyboard. First push in the flat cable and then push the lock to where it should be. So, I'm almost ready for boot and test. Okay, there we have it. As you see, the computer has been booted into Windows 7. This is the desktop I'm using currently. It's now a matter of time and testing and trying out if these crashes and black screens do reappear or not. I will report on that, of course, later. This is where I'm going to finish off this video. Anyway, one last remark. I just hope. It might be, of course, that the heating problems, which I expect to have had, have already caused some internal damage. In that case I'm screwed and, well, won't be able to repair anything because the chips are soldered onto the motherboard, so are not repairable. And if I am successful, I will let you know. See ya.